Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of our series of tips and tricks for The Witcher 3. Let's jump into it straight away again with some combat, and I just want to point out a couple of things about parrying that a lot of people seem to forget. The first one is that you can parry monsters and animals. It's not just for men with weapons. You can't parry all their attacks, like with this Drana, that jumping attack you can't parry, but there's other attacks you can if you're not completely shit, like I appear to be at the moment. Those ones are parryable, that one's parryable, but that one is not. So learn their attacks and you'll be parrying them and countering it with ease. The second thing to bear in mind about parrying is that you don't even need to be facing in the right direction. Geralt is such a machine that he can parry and counter a blow that comes from directly behind him and then swivel and parry one from the other side. It's awesome, so get using those parries, guys. Last time we talked about horsemen being a really easy target. Well, basically the same rules apply to flying creatures like harpies. If you can knock them out of the air, they'll be flat on their backs and you can one-shot them. Now you can do this using Ard or Axii, and sometimes even the explosion of your shield will knock them to the ground for an easy kill. Everyone knows that you can heal during combat using the active shield version of the Quen sign. But actually one of the best ways to heal using your Quen sign is with swamp gas. Just throw up your shield and head into the edge of the gas, and the poison damage will be absorbed. And once your shield runs out, hop out, rinse and repeat until you're at full health. Piece of cake. And if there aren't any conveniently located gas clouds nearby, remember that you can always make your own using Dragon's Dream or an upgraded version of it. Works exactly the same way and it's a nice cheap heal. Now there are other types of damage that your shield will absorb, like exploding barrels. But one of the things that it won't work with is falling damage. As soon as you start to fall, your shield will shatter and you will go smush on the ground like a lump of raspberry jam. If you're out exploring and you want to head back to a village but you're nowhere near a signpost, and you do happen to be near the edge of the map, what you can do is you can just use the edge of the map as a signpost to fast travel. So you can see there's the edge of the map there, and we're just going to head towards it. And Geralt will give you a prompt. He'll say something like, "Oh no, time to turn back." Just keep going. And eventually the map will pop up and you can fast travel from here. So I just wanted to point out something with crafting. And that is, if you craft something that's kind of generic and doesn't have specific stats listed next to it when you look at it in the crafting menu, like this Disclair sword, which has nothing specific listed, or Gwenelle, or the Mastercrafted silver sword, they're all kind of generic with nothing that's specifically listed, as opposed to, say, your Serpentine silver sword, which has all the individual bonuses listed there. You will get kind of a random distribution of stats and bonuses. I'll just, so I'm going to make 3 of these Mastercrafted silver swords, all being made by the same craftsman at the same time and the same level, but when you look at them in your inventory, you will see like 3% critical hit chance and 3% bleed chance, 3% Earden sign intensity, 3% Axii sign intensity, and this one has 2% Earden and 2% critical hit. So completely different despite being made at the same time. So just something to note if you're someone who likes to maybe save and reload until they get the stats they want. Okay, one last thing I want to point out before I go is that some chests do actually respawn their money if you leave the area or die or save and reload or anything like that. I'm actually standing at the top of Fyke Isle, just south of Crow's Perch. I'm gonna loot this chest, 8 crowns, save, and then the reason I'm at the top of this tower is so that I can plummet to my death. Ow. And load the game without having to wait through an interminable cutscene while mashing spacebar. And you'll see once we load in that you can actually loot the chest again. So, okay, hope that helped. Have fun in game, guys.